Behind the curtain, roll tape.
Okay, I would like to call this meeting to order. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mrs. Becker.
Here.
Mr. Carangelo.
Here.
Mr. Sismar. Ms. Guas.
Here.
Mr. Hong.
Here.
Mrs. Reese. Mr. Winston. And President Lax.
Here, we have a quorum. Please rise to salute the flag.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the rights of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies in which any business affecting their interests is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act, the East Brunswick Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the Board of Education offices. Written notice was also provided to the Sentinel, the Newark Star Ledger, the Home News Tribune, and the Municipal Clerk of East Brunswick. All Board of Education meetings, with the exception of executive session discussions, are videotaped for later broadcast. It is the policy of the Board of Education that videotape meetings are not edited for any purpose. Individuals who speak at the board's public meeting should be aware of these videotaping rules. Good evening. And a little change this evening. You're so used to us coming and saying hi and bye. Tonight we have a special treat. We are going to be administering the oath of office to our newest board member. So I'm going to ask Mr. Juliana if you would invite Mr. Cummings, his family up
Center
in
stage.
front of the dais here.
However you like. Okay, Mr. Cummings, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Timothy Cummings,
I, Timothy Cummings,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
And I do solemnly swear
And I do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of member
for the office of member
of a Board of Education,
of the Board of Education.
and I will faithfully,
And I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all duties of that office
all duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very cute helpers. Welcome to the fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But unfortunately, as we've been doing, you get to live that part of it for just a moment. We'll come back to the festivities later because we do have a need for a closed session. So whereas the Board of Education must discuss matters which are not appropriate for discussion in a public meeting, and these subjects are within the exception to the Open Public Meetings Act and are permitted to be discussed in closed session, the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as follows: principal interviews. The length of closed session is estimated to be 1 hour, after which the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and action will be taken. Now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education will recess into closed session for only the aforesaid subjects, and be it further resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby declares that its discussion of the aforesaid subjects will be made public at a time when the public's interest in disclosure is greater than any privacy or governmental interest being protected from disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Moved by Mrs. Becker, second by Mr. Carangelo. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you so much. Congratulations, family. And to the rest of you, we will see you in approximately an hour. Okay, welcome back I always love when we come back from our big breaks and have a much nicer crowd coming to see us. For those of you just tuning in now, you will notice that to Ms. Gloss's right, we do have a new board member. We swore Mr. Cummings in before the closed session break, so welcome again to you.
It's good to be here.
And now you get to see, the fun will now begin. We're going to start this evening with Dr. Valesky and the superintendent's report. Take it away.
Thank you, President Lax. The summer programs are in full swing. Students are honing their academic skills, practicing life skills, and enjoying spending time with friends. Some classes have taken field trips to the park, mall, and Target. And if I knew they were going to Target, I would have given them a list. We look forward to seeing what the students accomplish throughout the summer. The Summer Early Learning and Kindergarten Readiness Academies started on Monday, June 26th, and the students are having a blast. The children are enjoying water play, Wild West themed days, and even singing around a preschool campfire. The students love the vendor programs that are being provided, including Mad Science, preschool yoga, multi-sports, and more. Upcoming events include weekly Spanish music, dance and language programs, Carnival, art programs, Slimetopia Day, I would love to see that, and Community Helpers Week, just to name a few. The students are enjoying a fun-filled summer while continuing to engage in learning activities to promote their social and cognitive development. The Student Services Department is hosting a Giving Back for School event. They are collecting school supplies to benefit our students in need. For more information or to schedule a pickup or a drop-off of donations, please contact our Student Services Department at 732-613-6751. And that's it for tonight. Thank you.
That's terrific. And for
Yeah.
some of us who had graduating seniors that may have some extra school supplies sitting around, it's always a good thing to keep in mind. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Valesky. Bringing us to the good of the cause for the public. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. To protect the privacy of all students and staff, concerns regarding individual students and staff members should generally be addressed by first meeting with the appropriate administrative staff. I'd like to remind you, public participation is not an opportunity to engage in a dialogue with the board, but is your time to talk to the board members. So as always, please never mistake our silence as not caring about your issues. If anything needs to be addressed further, I will ask that you leave your contact information with the two lovely ladies in the second row. And anyone wishing to speak to the board this evening, you will be granted 3 minutes. That being said, is there anyone this evening that would like to speak to the board? No. Okay. Then I'm going to close the public portion, moving on to our Board of Education agenda items for the evening. May I please have a motion for items 1 through 6, and you'll notice the 2 addendums from prior interviews. Should have those as well. So it's now items 1 through 6, and I believe Mr. Carangelo and Mrs. Becker have just motioned. Is there any discussion?
This is on the Board of Education items.
I'm sorry, yes, for all items 1 through 6 on Board of Education.
Moved by Mrs. Becker. and
Mrs.
seconded
Becker,
by
Mr. Carangelo.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Will the secretary please call the roll then?
Yeah, you would have to abstain.
Mrs. Becker,
Yes, abstain, item number 4.
noted. Mr. Carangelo.
Yes.
Mr. Cummings.
Abstain items 2, 3, and 4.
Noted. And the otherwise, that's a
Yes.
yay on the others?
Yes.
Thank you. Mrs. Guas.
Yes.
Mr. Hahn.
Yes.
And President Lax.
Yes, motion carries. May I please have a motion for our one item on community programs this evening?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Becker, second by Mr. Carangelo. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. May I please have a motion for items 1 through 4 under curriculum and instruction?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Becker, second by Mr. Carangelo.
Can
Is there
I
any
ask a-
discussion? Yes, you
Yeah,
may.
discussion.
Perfect timing.
Okay, great. On number 3, Edmentum, I would like to, not now, but have some numbers regarding how many students are home school with this program, and how much of the budget's being used for that? I'm just curious. So it doesn't have to be today, obviously, because
Well, Mr. Carangelo, we'll get that information for you.
yeah, I would like to just know how many students were in that program.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, it was. And, oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. West.
I just wanted to say, as to number 4, I just spent the morning in a college course selection meeting, or at least eavesdropping on it, and it was, our dual enrollment program is just amazing. This person who was representing the college actually made reference to the quality of the dual enrollment that comes out of Middlesex County. It was just really nice to hear.
You know, one of the things I need to say, a shout out to our professional teaching staff. They are well prepared with their academic background, with their certifications, their experience to be signed off by Middlesex College to be able to teach these college level courses. And for our students to get those credits at a really reasonable price, it's a bargain. And we're starting to see those students who are graduating from high school and also having an associate's degree in their hand.
It was very nice to hear.
Please, yes.
I was just gonna, it was just very nice to hear somebody from outside at the college level recognize the quality of East Brunswick's program for dual enrollment.
For the sake of Mr. Cummings and for some of the younger parents that may not have been exposed to the Pathways program just yet, do you want to give a quick, I know Dr. Bowley's not here, but I think it is. We talk about it meeting after meeting, and we have the last couple of years seen children that have graduated with both a degree from our high school as well as the college. But I think if you want to just give a 2-minute.
It's a comprehensive catalog of offerings that students are able to take. And it's a course they're actually taking at the high school, but if they pay for the credits at the college, they get that credit if they successfully complete that class, and that goes towards the matriculation of an associate's degree. And, you know, even if students don't do that, some of those courses are transferable to other colleges. But yeah, it's an opportunity for our students to advance and save 2 years, and for parents to save 2 years on the finance of college education, which in these days could be significant.
Very
You're looking at, you know, tens of thousands of dollars per year just for tuition, not to mention room and board and other expenditures. So we have expanded this program over the last 9 years. We were one of the districts in Middlesex County that had a good relationship with Middlesex, and but we've expanded that and continue to expand that. And we've been a good partner with them, and they've been a great partner for us.
You're being a bit humble, because this was one of the first visions you brought to us for those board members that were here when Dr. Valesky got here, Mrs. Becker. That was one of the first parts of your true vision when you got here, was this program. And when you say you've expanded
We had a
it,
relationship, but we expanded it
you really,
dramatically.
you took this in such a direction, and, you know, it really is wonderful, because we have seen children graduating, as we talked about with both, but even for kids that just were able to place into a higher level class to get kind of the meatier subjects faster at college, or for some of the kids that have been able to graduate early, because I know multiple parents who've had children that graduated 3 years versus 4, so it's terrific. So, yeah, Heather, I am not surprised, but I'm thrilled to hear that people outside the district are talking so fondly about us in the program.
It was lovely.
Yeah. So, Mr. Hahn.
Yes. So the comment for the item number 4. So last week I read the news that Rutgers increased its tuition by 6%. So starting in September. So I just urge parents with children in high school, even a lower grade, to pay attention to this. If your children take this dual class, it can save you maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's really good bargain for you. And a question for Dr. Valesky, since we had this program for 9 years, how many students, or do we have any students graduate from EBHS with an associate degree?
We had one this year and one the prior year. And I think we have some people in the queue. But we've had 2 so far.
Yeah, I think I'd like to, give those students special presentation during the high school commencement because they graduate not just with East Brunswick High School diploma, but they graduate with a associate degree. So we should give them a special recognition.
We will, I think what's even more powerful is for the board to see the number of credits that are accumulated in a year by our students, because that really tells the story about how many students are involved in this program and what the impact is.
You're seeing one right here. My daughter has accumulated quite a bit of credits
Yeah.
through this program, so thank you.
So you've written a few checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've written some
Yeah.
checks. But thank you.
This is a roll call. See what happens? Turn the page. It is not.
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Is there anything needing separating out items 1 through 13 on facilities? No, then.
Nope, it's only item 1 on facilities.
Oh, my God. You know what? Look at that. I looked too quickly. May I please have a motion for the
So
one
moved.
item under facilities?
So moved.
That would be Mrs. Becker and Mr. Carangelo. Is there any discussion? Then I will ask for all those in favor.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Now I will ask for financial services. I jumped ahead. Is there anything needing separating out? No, then may I please have a motion for items 1 through 13
So
under
moved.
facilities? Moved by Mrs. Becker, second by Mr. Carangelo. Is there any discussion? Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mrs. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Carangelo?
Yes.
Mr. Cummings?
Yes.
Ms. Guas?
Yes.
Mr. Hong?
Yes.
And President Lax.
Yes. And now we are up to human resources, where now we have 5 items, and I think I told you earlier on, but now you do have your 2 addendums you were given earlier, so may I please have a motion for items 1 through 5 on human
So
resources? Moved by Mrs.
Second.
Becker, second by Mr. Hung, snuck in there. Is there any discussion? Then will the secretary please call the roll?
There's a little bit of a race there.
I know, he wasn't quick enough on that.
Mrs. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Carangelo?
Yes.
Mr. Cummings?
Yes.
Ms. Guas?
Yes.
And Mr. Hong?
Yes.
President Lax.
Yes, motion carries. May I please have a motion for the one item under staff development?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Becker. Second by Mr. Carangelo. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Anything needed separating out on student services? If not, then may I please have a motion for items 1 through 10?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Becker.
Second.
Second by Mr. Carangelo. Is there any discussion? Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mrs. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Carangelo?
Yep.
Mr. Cummings?
Yes.
Ms. Guas?
Yes.
Mr. Hong?
Yes.
President Lax.
Yes, motion carries. We have 2 items this evening under transportation services.
So moved.
Mrs. Becker and Mr. Carangelo. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, look at that, you guys, in record time. This will bring us to new and/or old business, community reports, information items, and for the good of the cause for the board. We have a quiet board tonight. Well, I am just going to say a hearty welcome again to Mr. Cummings. I appreciate you being here. It's not easy to be a board member. As you will learn, it is certainly very satisfying and rewarding, but can also be very challenging, as the people up here can attest to. And you do have some great supports around you, so please reach out to board members, ask questions as you see fit. We have wonderful administrators, and
Heather has.
Mrs. Glass.
I just wanted to say, going all the way back to Dr. Valesky's superintendent report, that it was great to see the ELA, the Early Learning Academy summer programs. My daughter got to spend 2 summers there, and I was looking at the pictures, wishing that we could have had a 3rd summer there. But such an impact they have. We just have fantastic teachers working in that summer program, and just today, probably about an hour before I came here, I quoted one of the rules from one of the teachers, which I had never heard this rule, but I was very grateful when my child came home and said, you know, my teacher says chanting is only for outside. And so we're still evoking what we learned in ELA in my house, and I wish we could keep going.
That's awesome. All right.
I'd also
Mr.
like to,
Carangelo, yes.
welcome Mr. Cummings to the board, and please feel free to reach out to anyone, because when I came on the board, I relied heavily on a couple of the board members. I still do rely on, some board members to help me. I was asking you a question today. So, it seems sometimes like we're not all on the same page, but I think for the most part we are. So I welcome you to the board.
Thank you. And I just want to thank everybody, the extended community watching at home or watching later. It's really such an honor and a privilege to be a part of this great group of people and to serve the community more fully. So about an hour and a half ago, my wife and 3 kids and I were standing here, and I got sworn in, and it was very special for me. And I'm just really looking forward to working with all of you and continuing, to grow and be a part of this awesome and dynamic team of people. I'm really so proud of what I see and what I'm a part of, and just really looking forward to ongoing and continuing to uplift the amazing work that's already occurring. So thank you.
Mr. Hahn.
So I just want to welcome Tim to join this group of volunteers. We are here to volunteer. We are here to help our students. I always ask myself, when I cast my vote, did I put East Bronx students in my heart? That's always I'm asking myself, and I believe you will, and you are ready to put East Brunswick students in your heart. And you have very good experience. I know you will contribute a lot of positive things to the school district. So I know you're going to sacrifice a lot of your family time. You will have many meetings, and sometimes meetings last very long, but you will enjoy it because we're a group of volunteers. We help each other, we support each other. Most importantly, we respect each other. So that is very important because every person has one vote. No matter which way you go, we respect each other. We respect each other's vote because we are volunteers. We are here to work for our students. We are here to support the administrative staff. That is our job here. So welcome. And I also want to welcome the 2 new hires or 1 promotion. We are sitting here to support you. We do everything we can to help you to grow in East Bronx School District. We will do whatever you need within our capacity to help you because you are doing the frontline job to help our students, help our community. I always said the building principles are the business card of East Brunswick community. When people come to East Brunswick, they always ask, how's the school doing? When they have the young children in elementary school or any building, they always treat themselves as one of the small community inside East Brunswick. So you guys are very important. I just want to help welcome you, and I want to promise that I will do whatever to help you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Beck.
So, first of all, I also want to welcome Tim. I think you're going to be a great addition to our group, and I'm so excited to watch you as you go on your journey and all the things that you're going to learn. And as Mark said, we're all here to help you and to support you. So welcome. I have something else that I'd like to say. Our last board meeting was June 15th, and the night before, my father passed away, and I came back to East Brunswick. I was here on the 15th, and there was an important board business that night at the meeting, and I've been on the board for 23 years. And I take it very seriously, and I don't think I've gotten reelected over the years by accident. I think I've developed a reputation for responsibility and integrity, and I wanted to take part in the board business that evening. So I came, and I participated in a vote, and then I left. simple. I understand that at the end of the evening, there were comments made about my attending the meeting. And this is what I have to say about that. No one has the right to disrespect my father's death, or the grief I had and have for my father, and how I choose to handle that grief. And no one has the right to disrespect my integrity as a board member. We are a consensus-seeking group, which means unless a vote is unanimous, there will always be someone or someones who are not happy with the outcome of a vote. Oh, well, that's what we do. Move on, next vote. We do not channel our anger or disappointment in not carrying the day into disparaging and disrespecting our colleagues and using them, channeling it through commenting on their grief for a parent or their integrity of responsibility for a board member. That's not only bad sportsmanship, it's bad boardsmanship. I feel it was a form of bullying and intimidation, and just like this district has no tolerance for bullying and intimidation, I do not either. No one gets to tell me how to grieve for my father. That's all.
I'm sorry that you had to say that, Mrs. Becker, and as someone who served second to you and nowhere near as long as you've been here, I will tell you, and I speak for all of us here, and Tim, who's about to find this out, that no one is a better board member and is a better mentor to new board members coming in. And I'm sorry that anyone ever should make you feel that we doubt
Thank you.
your integrity, because
You just reminded me of just one important thing I left out. Over the last few weeks, countless people from the community and residents have reached out to me because they either saw the meeting or they heard about what was said to me. I just lost count of how many people reached out to me, and they were shocked and appalled that these things were said about me, and I just want to thank everyone who did. It meant so much. Just forgot that. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you again. Welcome again. Welcome and congratulations to our two newest principals. We are a very lucky district indeed that people want to rise through the ranks or to come here to be part of the East Brunswick family. I'd say a lot of that has to do with you and your staff, Dana and your staff, and just the warm family that is East Brunswick. So, ending on that note, I'm going to ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Becker, second by Mr. Carangelo. My team of the evening, thank you guys. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you, good night, and enjoy the rest of your summer.